Hilarious. All right. Guys, we are live with the Creative Mike Show. So, what I want to talk to you guys about today is very, very important, and it's balloons, right? So, what is a balloon? A balloon is a promise to the seller on when they're going to get their money, right? So, if I buy a property today and the seller finances me, whether it's a portion of the property or the seller finance me the entire thing, they say, well, Mike, you know what? I want to get paid out in a certain amount of time. Okay. And that certain amount of time could be 5 years, it could be 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years. However you are negotiating these balloons, that's up to you, or whoever you use to help you out will help you negotiate. Now, why do I say balloons are very important? Because I see a lot of deals, I see a lot of people having these short balloons. Unless you're doing multifamily, okay, and you have a really, really good exit strategy of refinancing the seller out of the balloon, I would never, ever do anything under 5 years. You are just shooting yourself in the foot. You're setting yourself up for anxiety, for depression when that balloon comes. You're setting yourself up for scrambling, for finding the money, for finding maybe possibly private money lenders, private money partners. Guys, unless you have a lot of experience in this industry, unless you know what you're doing, you know your exit strategy, you know you're going to have a major principal pay down by the time that 5 years is up, and you can refinance at 75 to 80% of the home's value, never ever do anything short under 5 years. Now, I wouldn't even do 5 years alone ever. And the reason being is because what happens if the market crashes? What happens if there's a real estate correction? What happens if the real estate is stagnant for the next 5 years and you don't have any appreciation, and all you're counting is on your principal pay down? And it also depends on the interest rate that you're getting, right? What if the seller wants a 6% rate or a 7% rate? Or some kind of outrageous number, like I've heard, like I want 10%. I'm like, dude, where are you getting 10% from on the interest rate, right? Like why are you giving me hard money terms here when I'm trying to buy your property? Like, how is this beneficial for the both of us, right? You want your purchase price, you want a 10% interest rate, and you want a 4-year balloon. Come on, bro. Let's be honest here. So sellers listening to this, like investors like me, we're not going to buy your property. Period. You can keep it on the market for as long as you want, then play the game of decreasing your purchase price. After you pay, after it's all said and done, you pay commissions, you pay closing costs. Guess what? You end up with less money than if you would have gave me a balloon that's longer than 5 years, or a balloon that we agreed on, where we can both get out of the transaction properly, without stress, without anything, and where I can actually provide a good service for you. Because for me, if I say, yeah, I'll do a balloon for you for 3-4 years, I'm doing you a disservice. I'm doing your agent a disservice. That is your hard-earned money locked up in this property that you financed to me. You trust me with this money. If you have jokers out there, which there's a lot of people out there that will just get contracts signed just to get contracts signed, please be careful, okay? Look at the numbers yourself, all right? Look at the numbers yourself. Run the numbers yourself through a amortization calculator. Just take a look at an average 4% rate, at an average 4% interest rate, right? If you're 4% appreciation growth rate, if you're doing this for 5 years, take a look at it yourself. And you want like a 7% interest rate? You think somebody's going to balloon you out? Forget it. You'll be foreclosing on that property. Then you got to go through litigation. You got to pay attorneys. You got to pay everybody else. It's not going to work out. Okay, period. So, guys, sellers of properties, guys that are locking up these properties, if you ever send me anything under a 5-year balloon, that's not a commercial deal, and it better be a sweet commercial deal where I can force appreciation, do a value add, and get the numbers to where I need to be, where I can refinance the seller out in 3 to 4 years with just maybe putting in some money into some construction, raising the rents, or maybe adding other forms of income to the property. I don't even want to look at it. It's just a waste of my time. I'm not going to sit there and stress over after 3 years that I got to pay the seller off and I got to come up with $300,000 or $400,000. That's not going to happen. That's not how I play this game. And so people have to learn that. Now, what you can do is, okay, you can do a 5-year balloon with a 3-year extension clause. Now, what does that mean? That means that, okay, Mr. Seller, I'll give you a 5-year balloon, but here's what I want from you. If the property does not have at least 25% or more of equity at the time of balloon, I enact my extension clause, which basically means that I will show you an appraisal. We will look at the debt. We will make sure that I have the 25% to refinance. If I don't have that, then you agree to extend for another 3 years. That's okay. Now you have 8 years. You're perfectly fine. As long as your numbers make sense, as long as you bought it at the right price, that's fine. Commercial properties, 8-year balloon, wow, beautiful. Doesn't get better than that. Multifamily RV parks, mobile home parks, that's a beautiful balloon. That gives you plenty of time to stabilize the asset, force appreciation, force value in that property. Do what you have to do. And make sure that when you get out, you refinance your investors out or your limited partners out, you refinance your seller, and everybody's happy. Okay, so balloons are extremely important for the exit strategy. Guys, always have an extension clause in there because you do not know what's going to happen in the market. I have a friend that actually agreed to 5-year balloon. He said it went by like that. It went by really, really fast. And so imagine how fast 5 years goes by, especially when you have kids, right? Like when you have kids, 5 years goes by like really fast. Like the blink of an eye, 5 years is gone. So if you have a house and you owe the seller, like let's say $300,000, you promised him even, let's say, deferred interest. Dude, you're not refinancing. Like you're scrambling for money. You're asking family and friends. You're asking, maybe you have a good network of people that will want to come in with you, maybe become a private money partner with you, whatever the case may be. But you're not refinancing that balloon. I'll tell you that right now. So have that extension clause in there. I like to do mines as, if you guys want to know how I do my balloons, I like to do mines at 84 months. With a 3-year extension clause. Plenty of time to refinance, plenty of time for the appreciation to go up, for my principal pay down to go down, plenty of time to do all that stuff. But if I'm stuck in a way where I don't have that, well, then that's a different story, right? I will not put myself in jeopardy just to get a deal and just to accommodate a seller and then have sleepless nights. That seller can just sit on the market for the next 300 days, keep lowering his purchase price. Then after he lowers his purchase price, pay 5-6% commissions to the agents, pay 2% in closing costs. He's probably paid 6 months of holding costs, if not more. Shit, man, if his property is on the market for 100 days, he's paid more than that. So some of them are in the market for a year and they're not selling. So imagine how much money the dude or gal already lost by being stubborn, right? By being I want a 5-year balloon. You're not getting no 5 or 4-year balloon. Like, get that out of your mind. We're not going to give you that. That's like the most frustrating thing ever. I know people want their money fast, but do you want your money fast? Do you want your money in a way where you actually can get your money, or do you want to litigate your money? Think of that. Think of that very clearly. Like, what's another 3 years for you to get full price, to get all your money back that you've seller financed, right? You possibly even got some interest, right? Or do you want to sit there and play hardball and say, no, I want a 4 or 5 year balloon. I want a 4 or 5 year balloon because I need to go buy myself a Lamborghini or whatever it is. Like, honestly, most of these people don't even need the money. Like, most of these people are like, in their 50s, 60s, 70s that do seller financing, right? Most of them are actually in their 60s and 70s. Like, they're not going out there buying a Lamborghini. Now, some of them are like, well, I might die by the time I see that money. But I'm like, do you, okay, I'm like, if I gave you the 300K right now, what would you do with it? Most of them have zero answers. Zero. Like, well, I'll just put it in a savings account or in a CD. Like, okay. So you have zero plans for it then, right? Like, yeah. Like, so you're not going to go buy, you're not trying to buy a Ferrari or Lamborghini. You're not trying to buy a house in the Bahamas or on the island. Oh. Okay, so then what's another 3 years for you to wait, right? And you know what? If something were to happen to you, do you have a trust, Mr. Johnson? No, I don't have a trust. Well, Mr. Johnson, I probably recommend for you to go and contact the trust attorney. It's not legal advice, but I recommend you get a trust attorney because that's very important. You do not want your estate to go to probate. It's one of the worst things that could possibly happen to you. Is your estate going to probate, and then the judge deciding what to do with your assets, and then your children having to fight for your assets. So how about this? How about I refer you to a trust attorney? They can set up your trust. So in case anything does happen to you, guess where those payments go to, and guess where the final balloon check goes to? Where, Mike? Your beneficiaries. Not the court, not the system, your beneficiaries. The payments will be transferred over to your beneficiaries, Mr. Johnson. Your kids will be protected. And guess what? When you pass, your kids won't just go ahead and sell your house for pennies on the dollar like most children do. Because guess what? Most kids are out of state. Most kids have their own families. They have their own kids. Every single time I see this, mom, dad pass away, was the first thing that they do. We're doing an estate sale. We're going to clean out the house, and we're going to list it. Property needs repairs. Property is probably outdated. What do? They put on the market. They want their money quick, fast, and easy. That's what the kids do. But guess what, Mr. Johnson? If you sell or finance your property, not only will your kids not be able to do that because they'll be getting payments every single month, but guess what? The purchase price I buy it from you for, that's what your kids are going to get. The full purchase price, plus whatever interest we've agreed on or whatever it is we did. Or do you want your kids to go and sell the property and squander the money on some bullshit, which is exactly what they do, you know? I see it all the time. Minute the kids get a check, boom, money's gone within like a year, you know? Unfortunately, most people are not financially responsible. They're not. And let's be honest here. They're not. School doesn't teach you that. If you grow up in a household that doesn't talk about finances, doesn't talk about investments, doesn't talk about real estate, you will get $100,000 from the sale, and within 1 year or even sooner, all that money will be gone. You probably buy yourself a nice car. You'll take your family on a vacation. Knowing life, you probably buy yourself some designer clothes. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? See that shit all the time. They squander their parents' hard-earned asset that they have lived, that they have paid off over the last 30 years. And not only do they squander it after they got paid out, right? There could have been some tax implications as well, unless it was a trust and it was protected, whatever the case was. There could have been more tax implications as well. So Uncle Sam got a part of it, and the money was gone, right? Gone, squandered. So unfortunately, that's what happens, guys. Like if you're a seller and you're older and you're listening to this, I guarantee you, when you pass, the first thing that's going to happen after your funeral is your house is going up for sale. First thing. And then there's a fight, unless you have a trust. There's a fight, right? Who's claiming what, how much which beneficiary gets how much. I want this, I want more, I want more, I want more, right? But if you have a trust set up, all that is nicely written in the trust. You don't got to worry about it. Payments are going straight to the beneficiaries. When the balloon comes, we balloon you out. Your beneficiaries get a nice lump sum, right? But they don't get to do that for a few years, right? So they get to think about certain things like, okay, all right. Well, now we have time. We have time. We know we're getting, let's say, 300,000 in 8 years, but we're getting payments on it right now, or whatever the case may be. Now they might think a little bit differently. Maybe now, brother Jimmy's not going to go ahead and squander and gamble that money away or whatever it is. They have addictions, whatever they have. But I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be anything. That's what people do. I literally had two passings in my neighborhood. Both were older people, and literally, like I'm not even joking. They took my neighbor out on a gurney. She passed from stage 4 cancer. 3 days later, kids were there cleaning out the house with the realtor. Crazy, just literally like literally, it was just like, wow. And yeah, it sold below market value because they wanted their cash. They wanted their money fast. What they did with it, I don't know. I mean, are some people more intelligent? Sure. Are most? Probably not. When it comes to, the majority of us, we're not taught finances the right way, right? The smart thing to do would be to take that money, reinvest it, maybe buy another property. But unfortunately, listen, this is how society is. This is how America, we're built on credit. We're built on buying stupid shit all the time. So our society keeps moving forward, right? You know, the biggest consumer of designer goods is poor people. Let me say it again. The biggest consumer of designer goods is poor people and the middle class. First, be rich, then look rich. But at social media, it's the other way around. That's how you portray yourself. That's how you want people to perceive you, how to be. But the quiet ones in the corner with the assets, like I told you guys before, I talked to my friends. I'm like, dude, you're a millionaire, right? He's like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, what do you mean you guess? You have millions of dollars in net worth in real estate. He's like, yeah, but I'm not liquid. I'm like, yeah, but if you sold it, you'd be liquid, right? He's like, yeah, I guess. Isn't it funny? Like, just the mindset of somebody else, right? Like, it just thinking about, like, they don't see that as money, but if they were to sell all their assets now, they would have millions of dollars minus some capital gains, which their CPA, if they're smart, and they have a smart CPA, they can mitigate a lot of that. But that's just the difference. Like, that's why people argue, the 99, the 1%, the 1% does things differently than you. They sit there, they grind, they bust their ass. They're disciplined, they're consistent, they have stress beyond imaginable levels. They have money one day, they don't have money the next day. They're going back and forth, figuring out systems, figuring out processes, just to make sure that their family is living a good life. They still have money for investments. They're still thinking about their retirement. They're still thinking about going to networking events, flying out. That's where they spend their money. Now, right now, I'm contemplating about going to an event in Arizona, right? And it's funny because I procrastinate. I make last minute decisions. But now, me and my partner, we had a good conversation yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to this event in Scottsdale. So I'm going to probably get my tickets this week, and I'm going to go to an event for 2-3 days in Scottsdale. Why am I going to go? Because I want to get 1% better. I want to get 1% better every single day, you know? And who do I want? I want to get 1% better every single day for myself, for my family, but most importantly, my son. I want to be a good example for my son. I want him to see what is possible. I want him to see from early on how to take $1 and make 3. That's what I want to show my son. I want to show my son how powerful marketing and sales is in any business. Because in the end, I'm in a marketing and sales business. I'm not in a real estate business. I'm in a marketing and sales business. I have to market myself to get deals, right? I have to sell myself to sellers for them to trust me. So what business am I in? I could have all the leads in the world. If I can't sell, if I can't market, I have shit. I have nothing. If nobody trusts me, right? So in any business, it's sales and marketing. When I was growing my mortgage company, I became a badass sales guy. I'm talking about when it comes to sales and reverse mortgages, okay? When I was doing reverse mortgages full time, as I look back at it right now, I was effing good. I was good. And the thing is, like, pat out, like, whatever. You know what? I'm gonna pat myself on the back on this time because, you know, we got a report and we're number 20 in the country out of like the biggest banks in the whole country. Little key city lending, you know, was doing a shit ton of volume with reverse mortgages, and we had relationships with these seniors, and we had conversations. And it was just fantastic. But you know what? The reason I was so good at it is because I understood my craft. I already foreseen, like, for example, like you guys watched the Minority Report with Tom Cruise, right? How they foresee criminals doing bad things, right, in the future. So that's I already foreseen the issues already before they came about. I already prevented that because I became so good at my craft, right? And so just to put you out there, like if you come to one of my events in Schaumburg, Illinois, okay, and we talk about actionable steps, and I show you, okay, you could do this, you can do that. You can't do none of that unless you understand sales and marketing. You can't do none of that unless you understand sales and marketing. And how do you start when you're new, when you're a bird dog, when you don't understand that? Exactly how I show you how to start. You copy and you paste what I do, and then you get the seller or the agent on the phone, and I connect you with one of my acquisition managers guys on a conference call, and then you learn from them. Education, experience, knowledge is key. Know those 3 things, money will follow. Money doesn't follow before that. You're uneducated, you're unknowledgeable, you have 0 experience, you don't know how to talk to people, you don't know how to handle objections, money will never follow you. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. If you're chasing money, money will run away. If you're chasing money, money will run away. Figure out how to chase leads, how to follow up, and how to speak to these customers, agents, sellers, whatever business you're in. I'm in real estate, so I talk to agents and sellers on a daily basis. Now, people say, Mike, how'd you get that contract? I don't know. Experience, confidence, daily reps. Every single day is a grind. Every single day is a new experience. Every single day I learned something new. Every single day I put out a fire. Every single day I find a solution. But without doing this every single day, without exploring different opportunities, without getting out of my comfort zone, without networking with the right people, cultivating relationships with the right people, appreciating the right people, showing gratitude every single day, none of this will come to fruition. I still second guess myself these events. And it's crazy because my last event in Schaumburg, Illinois, I had almost 20 people show up. Little old me, my third event. Now more people are reaching out to me wanting to come. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm like shit. I'm like, did I do a good job? Did we talk right? Did I keep them engaged? Like, I am sitting here like all in my head, because I'm very much in my head like all the time, And so and then it just starts magically happening. Like people start showing up and we're talking and we're all meeting, we're all networking, we're all doing this. And it's just wild how when people say stay disciplined, stay consistent, have a good mindset, which is, man, it's hard, man, especially for me with my stupid anxiety and everything else, and my emotional roller coaster up and down. It's it's the phone fell down. But I'm on TikTok live right now too. What's up, guys? So even me, if I can do all this with all the stuff that's going on in here, sometimes this is a bad place for me. It's like that's like God rest his soul, Chester Bennington said, this is a bad neighborhood sometimes. Like I need to get out of this neighborhood, Like when I'm in here, it's like it's just a bad neighborhood, Every single day is a battle. Like every single day is a battle. It's an emotional roller coaster. But I try to persevere. Not only for myself, but for my family, for my son, people that love me, people that care about me. But every day, it's a battle. It's a battle. So, but I appreciate everybody that, comes to me and says, hey man, your videos have helped me out. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. I took my first step. I did this. I did that. And that kind of gives me that push every single day to keep pushing and moving forward. But every day, I'm in that bad neighborhood, I get stuck in there. I'm trying to get out, Things are going great. They're going great. When things are going bad, it's like a snowball effect, man. It's just like it's building like a damn avalanche, And then you get under this avalanche and you try to climb out. You're climbing, but there's more snow coming on top of you. You got to keep climbing because the avalanches will keep coming. And some of them will be shallow. Some of them will be semi-deep. And some will be really fucking deep. You got to climb out of there. Got to stick your hand out. Persevere. And climb out. Easier said than done. I know, guys. I know. I go through this every single day. I'm stressed out of my mind. Like sometimes, the deals that we're doing, like you think things are going well, and then there's just so many hands everywhere in this pot, and it's just like you're just like going, man, like I thought it was gonna be an easy deal. What's going on? And it's not that it's hard because the systems are there. It's just people make it hard. People make it hard because they change their decisions, they change their minds, they add certain things, and then they complain and they do this and that. But in the end, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth getting the moment saying, I did it. I did it by myself. Like I did it, I did it. Look, mom, I did it. I have this acquisitions guy that works for me. His parents didn't believe in him for a long time. They're like, oh, what you're doing is a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. And finally he came to me. He's like, man, he's like, I don't know how we connected, but anyways, long story short, we did a deal together. He got his first check. And it was for like $7,000. And he showed his parents. And he said his parents almost started crying because they're like, wow, all right, son. I see this is real. And since then, he's been getting consistent checks. And we're only growing. And his parents are only believing in him more and more and more. Parents don't believe in you. If your family doesn't believe in you, prove them. Prove them this works. Prove them harder. Work harder. Work with the right people. And don't you be greedy. Don't be greedy. Honestly, with greed, if you're a beginner, you'll stay a beginner. You'll stay at the same damn step. You will not move to the next level. Because when you're a beginner, the only thing you should think about is networking, knowledge, education, and joint venturing. That's it. That's it. If you make some money, great. But do you understand how much you will learn from just doing a deal with somebody like myself? How much knowledge, experience you're going to gain? Or do you want to go make 100% by yourself and have sleepless nights every single day? Because I guarantee you that's what you're going to have. Sleepless nights every single day counting on this one paycheck that potentially might not even close, knowing life. Because you have zero experience, but you want everything. Greed will kill your dreams in the beginning. Get greedy later on, sure, when you understand the game, start negotiating better. Do this. Greed is good. Greed is good in life for your family, that you want more for them. Greed is bad when you're starting off in the beginning and you want more, and you're asking for help from people, and you want the whole thing, but you want advice. You want to help you structure deals. Listen. Don't be a joke. Don't act like a joke, or you'll be treated like a joke. I'll tell you that from experience. The minute somebody tells me something like that, boom, deleted, gone. You're gone. I don't work with greedy people. I've been fortunate enough to have good partners that are not greedy. And we've all made money together. And zero greed. I still have a few $1,000s in some kind of random bank account with one of my friends from Sub 2. And it's funny because he can take it out, I can take it out. We don't touch it because we respect each other. We appreciate each other. We did good business together. We will continue to do good business. And now, my friend, guess what? The realtor that I used, that was my friend that did our flip for us. Guess what? Guess what's happening now? They're both working together and collaborating on other properties. Why? Because of that one connection that we made. That I brought in my realtor friend, introduced him to him, and now they're collaborating and they're doing other things together. That's the beauty of real estate. It's collaboration over competition. You'll always make more money. You'll always be happier. You'll always be happier getting that smaller slice because now you have a friend. You have a trusted partner that you can go back with and do multiple deals with and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But it all starts with not being greedy. So, guys, with that being said, we have an event coming up in October. We have like 20 people. I think we might have like 30, and 30 is the capacity at this event. It's going to be in Schaumburg, Illinois, at the community center. I'd love to see more people there. We would have. I'm excited for these events. I don't even care what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to just wing it. Like, I have my little slides and stuff, but you know what? We're gonna wing it. We're gonna answer questions and do everything else that we have to do. So we're gonna go ahead and just have a good time and network and help people make money. Right? That's what we're going to do. So with that being said, guys, this has been the Creative Mike Show. Okay. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I want to do business with a lot more of you. I want to work with you. Let's join venture together. If you want a bird dog for me, I buy in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, DuPage County, Will County, Kane County, all that stuff. But if you're a wholesaler and you need transactional lending or you need Morby method lending, please make sure to reach out to my partners at creativefunds.com. That's with a K, creativefunds.com. Okay. They're going to provide you, you're going to put in your information. They're going to provide you with the details, if you're approved or not. Most people get approved within 24 to 48 hours, not a big deal. And then we can help you structure the deal. If you want to joint venture with me, you have a deal. I am always looking right now for multi-units, RV parks, mobile home parks, that there is some sort of seller financing component involved. That's what I'm looking for. Some sort of seller financing component involved. Okay. So whether it's we give the seller 70% down, he carries 30%, 60, 40, whatever it is. I'm interested in those properties. If you're a wholesaler, if you're a bird dog and you have a property in northwest suburbs for me, I'm interested in purchasing that property from you. I'll pay you a bird dog fee. I'll pay you a wholesale fee. Just make sure the numbers are right, but don't send me shit, because a lot of you guys send me shit. And like, I'm an investor. So I run my numbers. And and there's a lot of costs being an investor. Okay. There's a lot of costs. This is not free. We don't get money for free. There's holding costs. There's taxes we have to pay. There's a lot of costs that you don't take consideration to your calculation. So let's work together. Let's JV. Appreciate you guys. As always, stay creative, my friends. Be creative. Get creative. Join venture. And let's make some money together. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and my Facebook group, which is Creative Finance with Creative Mike. As you know, it's all with a K. No C's here. We're all K's, right? So Creative Mike. That's how we do it. Let's go.